blood flowing through our veins. Sitting in the bleachers in the rain. We've shed a million tears and drank as many old-style beers out at the game. Let's go, Cubby, Son Ranto.
Michael Cotton.
Son Ranto.
Michael Cotton.
Son Ranto and the lovable Lucy.
Bleachers, golly.
Son Ranto.
Michael.
Son Ranto.
Cotton.
Son Ranto and the lovable Lucy.
Michael Cotton.
Son Ranto.
Bleachers, golly.
Oh, yeah, baby. Welcome to the Son Ranto Show. That is the call of a man who's been watching a 500 baseball team. You sound so excited to be here.
It's brutal. It's brutal. Not just that, we're also 7-11 in Boston. I mean, it's not even fucking, it sucks.
Yeah,
Baseball
well,
sucks.
at least you're not the Mets who are coming to town on an 8-game losing streak. Welcome to the Son Ranto Show. This show is brought to you by the Bleacher Bunch Productions on the Fans First Sports Network and all of our paid Patreon supporters. Thanks for supporting us at patreon.com/Bleacher Bunch. Also, our super duper ranters, Blake Beard, Bernie Barron, Brandon Olderbach, and our sponsors in the clutch shirts, Matt Kammerer's Permanent Paintings, and of course, Penguin Imprints.
Yeah, look at what I got.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, nice.
Dude, I love it. And
Well,
I love it.
Show it off.
Well,
This is from Penguin Imprint. Well, I want to see the bottom.
Oh,
There you go. Fuck ice indeed. Yes. That is from our sponsor, Penguin Imprints. We love you, little Yumper. You're awesome.
Yumps, you're the best. I really do appreciate it. I was so excited to get mail.
Exactly.
My grandma's dead. All my aunts and uncles are old. I don't get cards anymore. Nobody writes me. It's fucking sad.
Dude, I got news for you. Nobody writes anybody anymore. The mail is over, except for bills and the federal government, I guess, will send you.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they're going to close the
tax
post office down, so we'll see what happens.
So hashtag Chance in the chat if you would like to win a Frank Chance postcard sent to you by me with a message of love and doom. I can't find one right now because my basement flooded. I had to move everything, but
oh no, what happened?
just a little bit of water, not a big deal. I just had to throw away a rug though. But anyway, here's my hashtag Chance in the chat. Hashtag Chance in the chat. Win a Frank Chance postcard sent to you by me with a message of love and doom. But we're going to start tonight a little bit differently. Because we would normally talk about the 500 Cubs because we're so excited by how the season's going. It's just so thrilling. Let me tell you, I would start with an injury report for all the guys that are on the IL on the Chicago Cubs that we won't see play this year. But instead, I figured we'd bring a Cubs expert on the show who I used to work with at Outside the Ivy on NBC Sports Chicago. We were so incredible that the station stopped existing. And here he is, Michael Cerami from Bleacher Nation. Welcome, Michael.
We brought the whole network down. They said, that's it. We've done as good a show that can possibly be done. We do not need to make any more content ever again.
I think that's great. Look at it. You guys weren't so bad that the entire network crumbled. You guys were so good that
they couldn't top themselves.
And Jesus swept.
Like, we won.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, anyway, we had an incredible summer that year in 2019. And then we thought we were going to do it in 2020. A lot of people thought they were going to do a lot of stuff in 2020 and it never happened. Everything got shut down. But we had such a great time that summer with you and Luis doing that show on NBC, the post-game show. We did like 26 episodes or something like that.
It was fun. You guys did it was just a fun show.
Kaplan, Glanville. I mean, just what a fun
Ozzy.
summer.
That was a good summer. That was like it's a really good time in my life too. It was. I mean, I love my kids and family and living in the suburbs, but like that was peak no responsibility. You know what I mean? So just living in the city, hanging out with you guys
on TV. Yeah,
being on TV, like what?
What?
TV doesn't even exist anymore. There is no TV now.
Exactly.
It's true.
No letters, no post office, no TV.
Exactly. It's all changing. And here's something that changed for you. You have a child, Leo, 2 children, right? 2 children now. But you wrote a book about your first trip to the Bleachers with your son, and I read it today. And first of all, I got a little bit of a criticism. Way too long. It's way too long of a book. What do you know? I got all this time in the world to be reading? No. This is like War and Peace over here. Why'd you write the Bible while you're at it, Michael?
I tried to read it, but I'm not quite there yet. I'm still Jack has a cat, and it just it was too much. I'm working on it though. I'll get
it on audiobook. You know, maybe we could have Danny read it, and that way you can work your way through.
Good idea.
At a time. This book's too long. I'll do the abridged version once you like pare this thing down a little bit. But no, I really enjoyed. Well, because I know you, and so I know how sentimental you must have been in that moment. So just like, you know, I know that's the impetus, obviously, for the book. But tell me about that day, you know, walking up to Wrigley Field with tears in your eyes and your son's arms.
Yeah. So I have been to Wrigley with Leo. This day, though, I didn't recap a day that had happened yet at the time when I was writing this. Okay. So this was before we had gone. And the reason for that is actually very specific. So you guys remember Mr. Rogers? Everyone remembers Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
Sure.
So
American
you
Hero.
have kids nowadays. There's a new like cartoon on PBS. It's called Daniel Tiger. It's not that new anymore, but it's
Daniel Striped Tiger.
And he is like not secretly based on Mr. Rogers. It's like the same song. It's the neighborhood. It's like all the same lessons, but it's animated. And that's the way that they're introducing Mr. Rogers to kids nowadays. And I love it. It's like my favorite. So one of the things that they did in that show, and then in books that they have of Daniel Tiger, is they have this lesson where it says, when you do something new, it helps talk about what you'll do. So that like was a huge revelation for us with my son, Leo, when we were going to go to the dentist or the doctor, anything kind of scary. And he actually has pretty bad asthma. We were in the hospital 6 nights last year. It was brutal. So a lot of these things like really ended up landing with us because they would talk about what's going to happen. Right. And so then I started thinking, and I was like, well, I can't wait to take him to the Cubs game. I can't wait to take him to Wrigley Field. And I kind of went to look if there was any like good Cubs kids books for that. And there kind of wasn't. There's like a lot of those, like the ABCs of the Cubs, or, you know, but not a story, not a narrative. And certainly not about what I tried to do in this book, which is talk about everything from waking up that morning and finding out you're going to go, to being bored in the car on the way there, to, you know, getting hungry or being confused when, you know, one of the Cubs fans in the bleachers throws the other team's homer back, going to the troughs and them being disgusting.
That's my favorite part of the book. Can we start there actually?
Yeah.
Because it's hilarious. Here's the picture that I know.
I can smell that picture.
I know. Nora Reuter really captured this moment. I thought perfectly.
Well, it's funny though. So every guy who's been to Wrigley, and especially if you have gone when you were younger, has that moment where you had to like walk up to the bathroom and you got to go stand, next to just a bunch of drunk, old, hairy, smelly.
Danny sat in a trough once.
Yeah, I believe it. And so anyway, and everyone has that memory or that moment. It's like it's weird, and you got to figure it out. And you're like, this is freaky. I'm eye level with 15 dongs down the line. And so anyway, I'm talking to Nora, and I'm like, the troughs, and she's like, yeah, I know, but I've never seen them. And I was like, oh my God. It was like such a blank, a missing piece of my, I don't know, brain.
You're like, women,
all of the women haven't seen these. They don't know.
Well, my sisters have, because my dad would bring them in there. Let me tell you that.
So I had to explain it to her though. And I was like, just make it smelly and gross and disgusting, because that's the idea.
I'm gonna put the picture back up just so people can get another gander. Well, you should buy the book, then you can look at this picture up close. My favorite guy is the guy in the back. I did a little close up of him.
Oh, blowing a fart.
Well, no, this guy looks like he's got his hands in the urinal.
He thought those
in the poop, like he dropped his phone in there or something.
Wait, does number 3 have a fart cloud coming out of his butt?
Oh yeah,
Too.
It's a hot dog.
I mean, it's an authentic Wrigley experience for every kid is to walk into and walk past the fart of a man being at the urinal troughs.
You could see Mai Tai guy's feet in there smoking a cigarette. That's what he does. He goes in the.
Great. Now you told on him, Danny. Now he's going to get arrested and go to Cubs jail.
So yeah, that was the idea though. It was just like, I wanted to have it so that I could read it to him and then we could go. And when we go, he knows what to expect. And like it, the reason you do that is not just so they understand what's going to happen, but it gives kids confidence. It takes away a lot of the unknowns and it just makes the experience better for them and the parents. So that's kind of what I was going for. And then, I love Wrigley. I love every moment of that was just as much based on my first time going and my earliest memories going to Wrigley Field as it is that it will be for, Leo when he goes. And again, I put this in like the end of the book, like in my author section. My daughter Bella wasn't born yet. And I was like, sorry. Like I got to make another book now for her. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but feel pretty bad to have a dedicated book to just one of my children. So I got to do a second one at some point.
Now you need another book. I like that comment that you just put up, Lyle, about that the book needs to be scratch and sniff.
Oh, that's good.
And Joey says there's always some dude in the stall shitting like his life depends on it. For me, I've only one time I've only had to take because the only shits I would take at Wrigley would be a have to situation.
No choice.
So
you would think so, but the sheer rate of shitters at Wrigley Field is incredible.
It's
astronomical.
You'd think you'd plan better.
I mean,
just think you'd planned.
Okay, I gotta tell this story though. I'm not gonna say his name because he'll be upset, but not really, but because it's hilarious. But I have a friend who's a frequent shitter. He's just a guy that everywhere we go, it has to happen.
We all have that friend.
And yeah,
Ryan Connor's my guy.
See, everyone's got a guy.
Everywhere he goes, I'm like, dude, again?
So we go to Europe when we were in college for like a 2-week trip, and we're in Amsterdam, and we go to Anne Frank's house, and he had to take a shit, and there is bathrooms there because it's like a museum, but now we just forever mock him for like, even Anne Frank's house, man. Like you had to take a shit in Anne Frank's house. Hasn't she gone through enough? Like,
seriously.
Can you just give her a break?
Oh boy. Yeah, well, that would be somewhere on the list that you'd kind of want to do. Like a shit at all the historic places, like
a shit bucket list.
Yeah, exactly. And as opposed to a shit in a bucket list, which is a whole different kind of
also list. It's another list, but it's a worthy list.
Also could be on your shit bucket list, a shit in a bucket.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It'd be self-referential, a little meta at that point. Corey with a nice bit of pro tipping here says, keep your key card from Hotel Zachary and use the lounge bathrooms. Greatest bathroom experience of my life.
That's smart.
Yeah. So there's women in there? I'm thinking about my own greatest bathroom experiences. Sorry. Thought that maybe. So
took me a second.
Yeah, this book is available from Triumph Books, and it's at triumphbooks.com/Bleacher Nation is where you can find it. That's the best place where I think you'll get the most money, and then you have a promo code too, right?
Mm-hmm.
BN
Trip.
Trip.
That you could get it on Amazon and Barnes and Noble. It'll be in some stores and stuff. I'm going to give some to Joe so we can have them at Obvious Shirt Store also right outside of Wrigley. But if you go to that Triumph website, you can actually get 30% off of the book with the code. So like do it from there. Because
Danny just put it up in the chat.
Yeah, I just put the link in the chat, and so everybody should go buy this. For their niece, nephew, daughter, son, grandchild, whoever you got. Our show is turning into grandparents now. So this I'll be reading to my nephew. I'm going to see him this weekend, and I'm going to give him this book because I wanted to have you on first and talk about the book and read the book, of course, before I gave it to him, but I'm sure he's going to love it. He loves to read. So this will be great. And I can't wait to show him the trough pictures and prepare him for that. Well, before we move on, because I did want to talk a little bit about the Cubs with you, as long as we have you here. You're a Cubs expert. You're from Bleacher Nation. You write all the time. with Brett Taylor and all the other fine writers over there. But I wrote my own children's book, and it's I think I might publish this. I need to get Nora to maybe do some more. I got a trough scene of my own in this. This is based on a true story from 1983, I want to put it, which was about the first 82, 83 was like my first games at Wrigley Field. And my dad would bring us, and he would bribe us to go to the game. But it was all in the poem I wrote, that little story. So I'll go quick. A Saturday in April, Dad said to me, "Come on, son, it's time to go to CCD. Your Catholic education's important to Mom, and if you don't make a fuss, I've got a surprise later on. If you go learn about Noah and his giant ark, I'll take you and your sisters to the ballpark. Go and get ready. You got to move quickly. First, learn to be Christian, then we'll go to Wrigley." I got my spring jacket and went to the car, excited to see all the Cubs baseball stars. But first, I went to CCD class, where stories about Jesus had me bored off my ass. But after an hour, the class was finally done, and we all drove to Wrigley to have lots of fun. Dad went to the window for $4 tickets. This was before prices were gouged by the rickets. Then we walked in the park, and Dad bought a beer. We got to our seats. We were finally here. Then we watched the Cubs play while Dad got much drunker. He'd finish one beer, then he'd go get another. Then sometime in the middle of the fifth, Dad said, "Come on, kids, I got to go piss." So we all headed off to the bathroom. So we all headed off to the bathroom to drain the main vein on this spring afternoon. So into the smell of urine we walked as it splashed and it sloshed in the Wrigley troughs. Then men were all farting. Oh, what a stink. Then my dad unzipped in front of the sink. "Sir, what are you doing?" screamed a Wrigley Field usher. "What the hell's wrong with you, you dumb motherfucker?" Dad realized his mistake and his face filled with shame. Then we all took a leak and went back to the game. We had frosty malts and we ate cotton candy. My dad drank more beer and we all were so happy. And though I don't remember who won or who lost, I still remember my first visit to the Wrigley Field troughs.
Beautiful.
What do you think? Can we get Nora to do that one?
I think she'd love to.
Got my dad. It's true. That's a true story.
I believe it.
My dad was just drunk, and the old sink, and the old timers will remember this. You had the troughs, but then there was this stone kind of round sink with these little streams of water that came out after you pressed the foot pedal. There was a foot pedal. This thing was like remember those old water fountains that you ran with your foot?
Yeah.
You see those?
Yeah.
Like in the old
Vaguely.
Catholic schools had them.
You still go into bars in California. You can't wash your hands behind the bar. They don't put the knobs up top. They're all foot operated because they don't want your dirty hands touching the knobs. So they do all the foot ones. And I'm like, why don't we have that everywhere?
So, but there really wasn't much difference in the look of that stone circular sink and the trough. So I do realize that my father he simply made a mistake.
I've also drank with your dad on occasion back in the day. And he was probably, you said fifth inning. He was probably 4 or 5. He probably had a beer on the train and he's probably 4 or 5 beers deep, and he probably had a beer while you guys were at CCD.
He had a beer at CCD in the car.
Yeah.
He probably had some of the communion wine.
Exactly. He's hanging around the church, like going in the sacristy, stealing the Franzia. Oh boy.
I pissed in the oldest, apparently, urinals in Chicago still last night in Pilsen, the bar Skylark. Have you been there?
Oh, I love the Skylark. One of my all-time favorites.
So we all went there after dinner and hung out there all night. It's great. Place is great. But yeah, their bathrooms are, according to them, the oldest urinals in the city. And they smelled like that.
Yeah,
it was disgusting.
Were they the long ones? Like the ones
they're really long
floor?
and tall. You kind of curve in.
You could stand in it if you weren't very tall. Like you could just get naked.
That was pretty gross, but historic. So
historic, disgusting pee. I took a dump at Carol's Pub one time. That was horrible, but that's a whole different story. That was the old pre-renovated Carol's Pub too.
I back in the day did cocaine off a toilet seat at Carol's.
You know how you guys, I can tell you guys are good podcasters. This is a lesson I've learned. When I was bad at podcasting, and I'm breaking the rule right now, and I've gotten better, I like to think, I would try to steer the conversation some way. The number one good thing is you just go wherever the conversation takes you. And we are now at pissing in old urinals and doing blow off of them. And like,
where did the wave, Michael?
Where did this go? Where have we gone from my beautiful, heartwarming children's book? That's how I know you guys are pros.
Buy it at what's the name of the publisher again? I'm so bad at this.
Triumph,
the comic dog books. No, it's true. You gotta. Well, we also both have ADD, so it's nearly impossible to stay on topic. But it is kind of appropriate for the beginning of this Cubs season to be talking about the toilet, because we've been sitting in last place for quite some time now. Can't really do better than 500 in any of these like week-long periods of time. It's like you go up, you go down, you get your ass kicked by the Phillies, you kick the Phillies' ass, you end up 500 at the end of the week again. So where are you with this team? I mean, you worried at all, or?
No, I'm not. I actually wrote an article the other day. It was, I can't remember exactly, but it was like, I'm not freaking out about the Cubs and you can't make me. First of all, let me just ask you this and then I'll answer. Do you not feel 100 times better after those last 2 wins in Philadelphia? Those didn't make you feel better? Not just that they won, and not even just that they scored a lot, but the way that it happened, especially with the pitching. Like, don't you feel a lot better than you did 2 days ago?
Yeah, well, I mean, I kind of have felt the same the whole time, because in some ways, I really thought that this team wasn't really going to be this offensive juggernaut anyway. The fact that they put up a bunch of runs in those 2 games is a really pleasant surprise. The injuries to the starting pitching have been pretty disappointing. As Boyd's been gone, and of course, we're now without Horton. That's a huge blow. Steele coming back, sure, you can be okay, but I kind of always felt the same way about this team. I guess what I wasn't sure about is if they could play like a team. You have a couple of additions. Kragel's lineups have, everybody seems to be getting hits in all the wrong orders. They left in that Pirates series, they lost 2 or 3, but they left tons of dudes on base.
Yeah,
I think it was 15 in one game. It's just an outrageous amount. And so, you lose close games to them in extra innings. That's disappointing. This team could very easily, with getting the hits in the right order, be 2 games, 3 games above 500, which gets you second place at this point or something like that.
I know, but see, that's exactly my point. Like, you're kind of proving my point in a couple ways. Like, one, it's like, so if they had 2 more wins, you'd be like, this team is amazing. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's so we're like 2 big hits on the year coming through from us all. And that's why I'm not freaking out, because that could have happened. It could have easily happened. Now, that said, to me, there's one thing that has fundamentally changed the way you should think about this team for this season, and that's losing Cade Horton. Like, without Cade Horton, this is a different team. He was probably the single most important guy to not lose this year. Like, maybe you could say Nico Horner,
I don't think you would have said that before the season.
But you wouldn't have, right?
You wouldn't have
said
that.
Cade Horton, losing him is what, for me, takes this team from like, in my mind, I'm like, they're a clear playoff team, and like they can probably hang with the big boys in the playoffs. Without him, you're like, okay, they probably can make the playoffs, and then you just got to hope that they're going to be lucky thereafter, right? But when I see Shota Imanaga not just succeeding, but like, he's got like a 37% strikeout rate through 4 games. He's throwing harder, and there was like the meaningful distinction that I didn't want to believe. I was hand up. I was like hoping they didn't extend him the qualifying offer so that he didn't accept it. Like that, I was so far seems pretty wrong about that, because he's been incredible. Matthew Boyd got hurt, but I kind of think that with like Steele, the Cubs are very much trying to copy the Dodgers from last year and just get enough guys to get through the season and then have them healthy and throwing their best bullets in September and October. Like, that's what I think, not just like implicitly. I think like explicitly that is their goal and their plan. And we're going to see IL stints way more aggressive this year for all of the starting pitchers. And they just need to be able to weather that storm until then, because I think that that's what their actual plan is, because they got there last year. and they had no pitchers left. I mean, that was why they didn't advance.
Yeah,
everyone was exhausted.
Yeah, they were done. And Boyd pitched more than he'd ever pitched, and now we kind of see that
catching up. No, it's catching up to
chicken's coming home to roost in his arm.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
So
I mean, Imanaga, very, very, very short season so far, but I mean, looks like a Cy Young nominee right now. I mean,
I don't think he's going to be that good all year, but he clearly looks better. I mean, he looks a lot better. So even that homer he gave up to was Joey Weimer, I think, in that first game, that was like
Weimer!
It was like 8 inches below the plate. That guy was just on an absolute tear.
Yeah,
like
it couldn't get him out that weekend. I'm like, what?
No,
that guy's none of the Brewers anymore.
So I don't know. I'm feeling fine. I think the offense is, listen, if Michael Busch and PCA are going to be zeros, then yeah, that's a problem. But I don't think Michael Busch will be. I think that's a really bad bet if you think he's going to be a 60 weighted runs created plus guy for the year. And PCA,
this has got to be the bottom for him right now.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. All I'm saying is, if you were optimistic about this team 2.5 weeks ago when the season started, and now you're reigning doom, that doesn't happen to me.
It's kind of fun. I'm not there yet. Doom. I mean, our whole show is based on reigning doom. We're literally a game and a half.
It feels feast or famine right now.
We're a game and a half out of first, though.
I know you're gonna have to go soon. Maybe put the show on in the background, because I got something to say a little later, and you'll hear how I feel about the team right now.
I know I'm coming. Like, I'm the optimistic high guy right now. It's like when one guy look, it's like, but I think this is a good team that has played poorly, and they're playing poorly is 500 baseball so far. Like, it's just not the only team crazy to me.
And they're not the only team that's like that, right? We just played
the
Phillies
divisions like that.
Yeah, the entire freaking NL East, which has some good teams in it. The Braves are a good team. The Phillies are a good team. The Mets are built well. Mets have lost 8 straight.
The Brewers just finished losing 6 in a row. The Astros lost, I think, 7 in a row.
Right.
Like,
the Phillies are 8-10. We just saw them. They're stacked with a bunch of great players, although they are aging at this point. But still, Kyle Schwarber shoved it up our fucking ass.
Yeah,
on
absolutely.
Monday night. And man, I'm just
hard to watch.
Get over that. It's so hard to
watch. It was harder to watch his interview when he was like, "Yeah, it's been long enough." I was like, "No, I don't say that. There's no chance."
Yeah, he doesn't give a shit. He's from Ohio. He did grow up a Cubs fan.
He's not a Cubs guy anymore, or it's been a long time. But you know what I mean.
But yeah, I mean, it was cold at Wrigley.
Although I think he would have come back here twice if they had fucking just opened up their wallets. I think both times he would have come back,
or never left. Maybe never left. Yeah, I mean,
that's another one. It's like they would have traded him that deadline if they kept him. They traded.
Well, Lyle,
I was the leader of the pack for trading him for years, because I felt like he was a DH. He didn't fit in the National League. Obviously, the rules changed, but before that happened, it didn't feel like he had a place on this team, because they had too many similar guys like that. What's crazy to think, him and Javi are like the two. I mean, Rizzo was okay afterwards. It was terrible to see what happened to KB, but that I don't think that had they kept that team together, I think the magic was it was magical and it was over.
Yeah,
maybe it was right. It's sad that they broke it up. They should have kept some of it together, but it is what it is.
I agree. I mean, for me, it wasn't even the right move necessarily, but I just wish they kept Rizzo until he was done. He was just my guy. That's number 44 on the cover of that book on the little kid's back. It wasn't an accident. That was on purpose. I mean, Anthony Rizzo is just like, I don't know. I love that guy. As a Cubs player, as a person,
he's the guy from that generation, that team that will live on forever.
Yeah,
he'll be the guy that people will remember and talk about.
And he's back. He's back. He was throwing out the first pitch. He was hanging out in the bleachers. He's got
doing a fucking podcast.
He's got doing a podcast with Grandpa Rossi and stuff. I mean, so he knows where his bread could be buttered in his retirement. And let's face it, he could do the Yankees, but he wasn't there long enough. They didn't win a World Series with him. And
they have too many guys. He couldn't break through that. They don't think of him as one of their guys. Guy who came in for a couple years. Yeah,
he's a Cub. And he should have been for life. I agree.
And now Kyle Hendricks Kyle Hendricks is an angel. I'm sorry. He retires as an angel. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, he came in 5th with the Angels, so that's his team.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, if you look, I'm looking at these games here. They lost a bad one to the Pirates, 2-0. They didn't score. They lost 4-3 in extras, which they came back, and it was kind of disappointing in the end. They kind of ran out of it. O'Neal Cruz basically beat them single-handedly that game. And then they had the walk-off with Dansby's been hitting a bunch. He had 3 homers this week. So you're kind of seeing signs of life as the week went on. Even in that game that they got their asses kicked 13-7, it was garbage time, but they did put together a pretty good 8th inning when they just kept scoring and they had to change pitchers, and the manager had seen enough and let's go get our guy because
that has value. We all know it does.
It does. It does. It's like batting practice.
And 2 things that I haven't gotten a chance to put anywhere yet. One, Alex Bregman, the results aren't quite there yet, though they have been better the last week and a half. But he's been smacking the ball pretty much all year. I think he's fine and just hasn't really gotten good results.
So what he did with the Red Sox, this is what he did with the Red Sox last year, and it took a second, and then all of a sudden he was he was my favorite player on that team last year. I was bummed at the Red Sox. Red Sox fans are devastated that they didn't re-sign him. Devastated.
Yeah, that's a good sign because Cubs fans are not devastated that they didn't sign Kyle Tucker. And I think it's hasn't been the greatest start, right? Last time I checked in, he wasn't doing too hot. But the other thing, though, really quick, is that, we talk about the lineup problems or Counsell not doing things that you want. But I'm actually pretty surprised how quickly he made the switch to making Nico Hoerner the everyday leadoff man. And not only moving Bush down, but giving him 3 days off in a row in early April. That was actually pretty reactionary and correct decisions all around. But that was actually it feels as though one of those things that any Jed Hoyer team, or if David Ross was the manager and Jed Hoyer was maybe dictating more, would be no, we're going to leave him there for, and it would have just gone on a lot longer than it did. Nico is now the everyday leadoff hitter against lefties and righties. That was not the case on opening day. It was not the case. No, Nico Hoerner is also the MVP the whole year, I think.
They
right now, for sure.
They had Bush up. They were platooning that, and first base has been a bit of a musical chairs over there this season. You threw Ballesteros over there. They threw Matt Shaw over there. They threw
Carson Kelly and Miguel
Amaya. Well, I mean, it's the same job. It's catcher. You catch a ball. It's
how hard can it be?
How hard can it be? You just got to do the feet different. So it's been musical chairs over there in a way that you imagine left field would be. But Ian Happ's just, build the statue out there of him because he'll just be out there. And then, so that's been interesting. But then also the DH role, Michael Cotton, who's not here tonight, by the way, he had other plans that are more important than hanging out with us. But he made a point on Cubs Pod, our daily show. He's like, they're treating the DH like the pitcher spot. Back in the day, because it's all about handedness. They blow up the bench every game. Everybody but Dylan Carlson got to play. And Scott Kingery.
Scott
Kingery, he gets to run the bases sometimes. You got 2 at bats. He rolled over in both of them. He stinks. And then there's he does. There's
the whole bench was Scott Kingery last year. So this is a big step up. So
exactly. It reminds me of Brett Lillibridge back in the day. Remember him?
Yeah.
Why do we remember him? Because we're Cubs fans and we're insane. Everybody should have forgotten him, and we remember him. But not only
we thought Lillibridge and Darwin Barney were going to be the greatest infield in the history of the Cubs for a week.
I don't think anybody thought that. No, maybe at your drunkest part of the night. But no, what I was going to say is that where you treating that DH spot like a musical chairs, it is constant matchups, and I can't think that it's always the right thing to do. It's
no.
A good hitter is like Moises Ballesteros versus a lefty. Just give it to me.
It's going to happen. I totally agree. I totally agree. And especially because I think I'm trying not to say this out loud or think about it too much. I'm pretty sure Moises Ballesteros is an absolute monster. I think he's going to be just incredible hitter, and already is, frankly. I don't think it's crazy to do the process of like easing them in against lefties. And then now that Suzuki's back, like, you got to keep Shaw in the games somehow. But the thing that actually was annoying to me the other day was, and I get that Suzuki was hurt, but they had Suzuki at DH and Shaw out in right field. And so when you do that, you can't sub Ballesteros in for Shaw later in the game when they pull their lefty starter, because Ballesteros can't play right field, and you can't take out the DH because then you lose the DH. So it's like, if they're both going to be in there, Shaw should DH, so at least you could sub him out for Ballesteros the second a right-handed pitcher comes in the game. But I have a hard time believing two things. I have a hard time believing Ballesteros won't start getting opportunities against lefties. I think he will. And I have a hard time believing he's not going to hit in the top 5 spots in the lineup before the end of June. Like, I think he's just going to, I think they're just methodically getting him there. And maybe that's a little cowardly, or whatever, but I could kind of understand it. And I think he's going to get there anyway. So I think by the time, the end of June rolls around, he's just going to be like the everyday DH who bats third and is the left-handed power bat that is where otherwise Michael Busch or Ian Happ have sort of been in the lineup through this point of the season. So I think that's where we'll end up. I mean, I'm not saying that. Do you guys think that it's going to happen, or what do you think?
I mean, it's hard to say. The music.
I hope that's what happens.
Yeah. I mean, I hope that's what happens, in that that we have a good 3-hitter, because I don't feel like we've had it this year. Ian Happ he's just not that guy. His batting average is, all his numbers improve so much better when he's down the order. And we made the point the other day, we were looking at like the Dodgers lineup or something like that. And I said, well, where's Ian Happ hitting the Dodgers lineup? And Lyle's like, he's on the bench. Like, Ian Happ's like not even in the lineup.
That's a different monster, though. That's the Dodgers.
Yeah.
I mean,
we're talking about a switch hitter. I mean, it's a totally different monster, but I think it proves a point that, like, this is your 3-hitter, and he doesn't crack other lineups, and he doesn't crack left field in other lineups because they use that for a power hitter, and we're back to that square one of not having your Kyle Tucker, the big fearsome bat in the middle of the lineup. That's gonna do something and make everybody pitch around you and lengthen that lineup to the point that everybody else's numbers improve because that guy's in there. And maybe, just maybe, Ballesteros can be that guy, but he's gonna have to. They have to stop like platooning every 5 seconds just based on what hand the guy wipes his ass with. So
yeah, I think he'll get there, and I think he can be. I don't know if the Cubs have like a Kyle Tucker, first half Kyle Tucker type bat right now. But like, my God, they have 9 of the whatever below that is. I mean, like, just genuinely, I was thinking this the other day. Dansby Swanson's had like a better run lately, right? But like, our 9th hitter on most days is a Gold Glove shortstop who hits 20 homers every season right now, right? And he's got, I think, 4 already this year. And it's just hard for me. Like, when you think about it that way, it's like, is this a bad lineup? Like, if your 9-hitter is a Gold Glove shortstop who hits 20 homers, he's not a consistent hitter. He's very streaky. The average isn't super high right now, but the on base is a lot better. The slug is there. When that's your 9-hitter, it's like, I don't know. It's hard to get on paper too much, certainly better than that overall. The problem is they don't have, again, that big, and maybe they do. Maybe it's Ballesteros. Maybe Michael Busch is the guy he was last year. Who knows? Maybe Bregman has a hot year, or the guy that like we all are afraid to talk about, PCA. We all saw what he did, right? Like, that happened. It wasn't like he was kind of hot for a few months. He was like the best hitter in baseball for 3 months. So let's see, let's see.
It's very strange. It's very strange though with him. Like, is he that guy, or is he actually the guy he was in the second half? And that's just who he is. I don't know anymore.
I don't know either. But I do know that Kevin Kiermaier never sniffed a week like the 3 months PCA had.
Yeah.
So it's just not the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, look at, like, we were talking about this on our pod today. Brett brought this up specifically because I always made fun of him for being scared of every prospect in the NL Central. And Jordan Walker, until recently, had shit the bed, right? He hadn't been that good. And now he's Aaron Judge, right? This like been an insane. Certain guys have like PCA, this band of, potential, right? And PCA is just a very high ceiling, low floor hitter, but like that is still a more attractive player to me than the guy who's like this. And it's like, you don't even put it as Ian Happ. Ian Happ's gonna, at the end of this year, he's gonna have a 113 weighted runs created plus. It's probably gonna happen.
He will hit his numbers, and everybody will complain, and then they'll be excited, then they'll complain, and then they'll be excited, and then he'll hit his numbers.
But there's 0% chance that he's gonna be a 140 weighted runs created plus guy who hits 30 homers. That's not happening. Okay, it can happen for PCA, and so I don't know. He did it once. Like, it's not even like just potential, like Walker. He actually did it. So I don't know. I'm ready. I'm waiting to see. I felt pretty good after these last 2 games in Philadelphia. And I think that if you're willing to feel better after 2 games, then that means it's fucking early. And
I need a winning week. It's just been 500. I'm like, just get me above 500, then 2 games above 500. Let's and if we got to hang around there,
make a move.
Yeah. If we got to hang around 3 games above 500 for a while and just do that for a bit until we make another move, that's fine with me. But what I don't want is this, we're 1 game over 500. We're 2 games under 500. We're 1 game over 500. I mean, that's when I'm like, okay, this reminds me of my youth when I'm going to watch my dad pee in the sink at the troughs, when I was excited for a 500 team, and because that was as good as it was going to get for the year until we fell apart in August.
And listen, it's more important to, it's better to confuse the sink for a trough than the trough for a sink. That's what I always say.
Yeah, fair enough.
My dad lived by that mantra. He did. So, but yeah, it was, between, there were some outsized great performances, like you mentioned, with Shota, 20 strikeouts on the week, just incredible. And then there's Javier Assad, kind of falling.
They kind of let him out. They kind of hung him out to dry.
They hung him out to dry. 3rd time through the order, they're like, you got to wear this inning, and then you got the basher lineup. So I get that. But what I don't get, and this is the last thing I want to talk to you about before we plug your book again, which is Kevin Alcantara. This guy's got 7 home runs in the minors right now. You got Matt Shaw coming up short on balls in right field and looking a little bit. He looks kind of like how Ben Zobrist used to look out and right, which was just uncomfortable a little bit. But Ben Zobrist at least made the play. Matt Shaw looks uncomfortable, and he's missing.
That one he took a step back on cost them a run. I mean, that was bad.
It's not good for his confidence either. They're putting him in a position where he shouldn't be. He's obviously not ready to be out there. He's not comfortable out there. It's kind of fucked up that the team keeps putting him in that position. It's not what he should be doing.
So why not Kevin Alcantara?
So I actually have this is not like a take I've reserved for Kevin Alcantara. I feel like I've said this for some other guys in the past. His start to the season has now made it less likely that he's going to come up sooner, because Kevin Alcantara, for those who, I'm guessing everyone here knows who he is. I know you guys do it, whoever's listening.
Anybody who's watching this show at least
has heard the name, right?
Yeah.
So aside from just being one of the better prospects the Cubs have had over the last few years, he has pretty closely taken the mantle of the guy with the highest upside. Talk about what I was talking about with PCA, the very high variability. The fact that he could play all 3 outfield spots, including center field, the gigantic body that's super lean. I mean, he's like a monster of a human being. And he's got the sort of upside that, we've been dreaming on and projected on. And that's kind of how he's maintained his prospect status. Not so much of the performance, but so much of the projection. Now that he's starting to actually do it, and for the first time at AAA, it's solidify whatever the hell it is you're working on, because you just became important. And now I don't want him sitting on the bench or playing only occasionally. Let's see if there's an opening that comes up, or if there is more routine plate appearances available to him, because at the end of this season, Ian Happ and Seiya Suzuki are gone. Okay. They're free agents. That it's not clear if the Cubs will even try to or wants to extend either of them, or will succeed even if they do want to. Kevin Alcantara has a pretty clear path to playing time as soon as next season. And that playing time could be really important. So whatever, the marginal value of getting him on the bench over Conforto or Shaw or whatever to the big league team's chances of winning a World Series this year is not going to be that significant in that role. But his development could be like critical. So had he just been okay at AAA, I'd be like, yeah, get him up. He's a right-handed bat. He could play all three outfield spots better defensively than Shaw. Let's just make the team better. It's kind of not that case anymore. And it's kind of like I said, he's just got a little too important. So let's see if he could do this too for more than a couple weeks. I think he can, and I think he will. But let's give him some time there. He's still pretty young. I'm excited, really excited to see if he can just dominate AAA and then force the issue. Because in the meantime, he just won't play enough right now. It's not going to happen. Whether he should or shouldn't, it's not going to happen.
And you got the DH too. So, I mean, I'm watching Scott Kingery take at bats,
not really. It's taking two. And you said yourself, you don't want to bench Moises Ballesteros. So
no.
What are you going to do?
Well, Dylan Carlson's gone now. He's free agencies. We're going to have to, but like you said, Michael Conforto, this is just what pisses me off is that this is who they are. This is who the Cubs are. They would rather take a flyer on some washed up guy that can't find another team to play on and keep.
They love doing that, though. To be fair, they love
it. They
like
love
favorite thing to do.
Eric Hosmer, Trey Mancini. I mean, they all Carlos Gonzalez.
That's what I'm saying. That's what it all reminds me of. It all reminds me of the same thing because I'm like at the interview, they're like, "Do you know all the words to Jeremy by Pearl Jam?" They're like, "Yeah, I do." All right, you're in. You can sing along with Theo now because he loves it. And it's just and that's just seems like we always got all this. We have an old team, and it's going to get older now that we have this infield for the next 5 years at least or something like that. They signed them all. PCA is going to be here for a while. This is going to be the team for a while.
You got two outfield spots opening up. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
that's other than pitching. That's the only place you have to make improvements to this team. So you better
maybe catcher, but Carson Kelly is a freaking. He's awesome.
Cubs are looking good at catcher. Ballesteros take a few innings back there. I don't know. Why not?
It would be nice. It would be nice, especially if that was a way they could keep his bat in the lineup. Once a week, can he catch? I mean,
give him
that's another
pitcher.
way that they can do it.
Give him Javier Assad right now. Just always catch Assad.
Yeah,
and just call it a day.
I'm in. But again, you kind of don't want to take the bat out of Carson Kelly's hands right now either. I mean, he's really hitting it.
He got a DH. He plays first base now, apparently. So why not? He plays everywhere. So let's plug the book again. My first trip to the Bleachers from Triumph Books, and you can get it at triumphbooks.com/Bleacher Nation. Is that
the code is BNTRIP, BN Trip for 30% off. I mean, buy it at full price if you want, but you might as well use the code.
Exactly. Might as well and take money right out of Michael's kids' mouths. Not that because he feeds his children money, apparently.
Yeah, exactly.
But I thought it was great that you included in your trip to the Bleachers that you thought to include Bleacher Jeff. And I just thought that was so nice that he made it. Into the
classic
book. So I thought that was sweet. And who's this guy for the Bleacher Nation shirt on? Is that supposed to be Brett?
No, it's not anyone, but I told Nora, can you put Bleacher Nation on one shirt out there in the stands? Cause Bleacher Nation. It's been my life for a long time now. So
little Easter egg, but it's a great book. And, it's just, I can't wait to read it to my nephew. I can't wait to my nephew did get to go to the game, but he's not going to remember. He was just a baby. But I can't wait to go at a time when he'll remember it. When he knows that he's going to the game and that he's aware of that he gets what's happening. Cause we just bringing a baby to the game was for me and my sister.
Yeah. Right.
To cry our own tears. But, but when I get a chance to bring him, it's
he gets to cry his own tears next to the trough, seeing all those penises for the first time.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a leak in the sink just to bring dad into dad into it, and his grandpa will be there, and we'll go full circle. We'll pee in the sink, and I'll get yelled at by an usher. No, it's a very touching book, and congratulations to you and your wife about your second joy, a little bundle of joy that came into your life. And we got to catch a game this year.
I know.
It's been a second. You moved to the burbs. It's not quite as easy to see you over there.
Yeah, no. This year I'll be there. Last year my daughter Bella was born March 28th, so it was right at the start of the season. So I think I went to 1 or 2 Cubs games last year, which is very unusual for me, but it was an impossible summer to get there. This year we're on autopilot now, so I'll be out there and I'll hit you up for sure.
Yeah, autopilot, huh? You get one of those robot nannies or something to raise the baby with AI or something.
Yep.
That's exactly right.
ChatGPT, baby.
It's coming. AI nanny's on its way. It is. So thanks for being here, and we have to have you back on the show because it's just always good to talk Cubs with you. We had that whole summer where that's all we did. We sat backstage, we talked Cubs, and then we went on TV and we talked Cubs, and now we're talking Cubs. So,
amen. Anytime. I love you, and I love coming on the show.
Thanks, Michael.
Yeah, love you too. And we're going to take a quick break. We just have a couple words from our sponsor here. And then when we come back, we're going to have Britt from a new app called Fanarchy, which I've been using a little bit. It's kind of a fun app that's gets you off the Twitters and off the Facebooks where basically all I do is yell about politics these days. Anyway, so we'll be right back after a brief message from our sponsor, and everybody should read Bleacher Nation and Michael Cerami and the book My First Trip to the Bleachers. We'll be right back.
The Bleacher Bunch brings you great shows like Sun Ranto, Cubs PS Plus, Bricks Behind the Ivy, Cup of Cubby Blue, and Baseball Rabbit Hole. But you could be getting so much more when you subscribe to our Patreon page for as little as $1 a month at patreon.com/BleacherBunch. Get access to our exclusive daily show Cubs Pod, where we recap every single game. Plus, be the first to hear Cubs music, get early access to events, and receive an invitation to join our Discord Cubs community, where fans just like you show up every day to rant and rave about our beloved boys in blue. Most importantly, 10% of your Patreon pledge will go directly to help the Lost Boys Youth Baseball program. So join us. There are perks at every level, like the Renter Calendar, absolutely free, and name recognition for you or your business. We are independent Cubs podcasters, and we need your support. Otherwise, we'll quit. Seriously, we'll all quit. Some of us might even die from your lack of support. In fact, the cutest little puppy you've ever seen will die if you don't support the Bleacher Bunch at patreon.com/BleacherBunch. We promise to spend all the Patreon money on tickets and beer and all the dog crap we have to buy just to keep our podcast rolling. So give us your money and we'll waste it far better than you will. Patreon.com/BleacherBunch. Free trials are available, but don't do a free trial. Just join, okay? Okay. Patreon.com/BleacherBunch.
In the clutch. Buy t-shirts from In the Clutch. Take it from the Bleacher Bunch. You'll love the shirts from In the Clutch.
In the Clutch shirts are comfortable, stylish, and guaranteed to get you laid. Plus, they're proud sponsors of the Bleacher Bunch. Use promo code BleacherBunch for 10% off your purchase.
Nice to feel and soft to touch. That's why you will get laid so much. Wearing a shirt from In the Clutch. And you can thank the Bleacher Bunch. In the Clutch. Buy t-shirts from In the Clutch. Remember the code Bleacher Bunch. Save 10% at In the Clutch. In the Clutch. In the Clutch.
In the Clutch shirts actually not really guaranteed to get you laid.
Hey there, as you can see, I'm a talking penguin. No, I'm not like the Batman kind of penguin or Ron Say or that dumb fuck Happy Feet. No, I'm the spokespenguin for Penguin Imprints, who makes awesome imprinted items with original designs. And they do custom stuff too. Why, check this out. And this. How do you like this, Chicago? And I love this one. And this might sound a little weird coming from a penguin, but fuck ice indeed. Penguin Imprints also makes custom t-shirts and stickers for your event or organization. And because they're sponsors, listeners of the Bleacher Bunch Network can get 20% off any order at penguinimprints.com with the code Bleacher Bunch. Okay, that's enough about Penguin Imprints. Now I gotta go find that little bitch Happy Feet and put his smirking beak on the other side of his head. I hate that fucker. But man, do I love Penguin Imprints.
We are back. It's me and the lovable Lou Sears. Just how this show started in
What's
the
so
very
funny?
beginning.
Dude, I mean, I love Michael, but with all that optimism, I mean, whew,
It was really confusing, people.
what the fuck just happened?
Well, you know, that's why they get the big sponsor money from Howard Ankin. You know, Howard Ankin's face is all over every bus in Chicago. And every subway stop, you see Howard Ankin, sue somebody because you got hurt. And you also see them on the Bleacher Nation podcast because they stay positive. That's how Howard Ankin wins. And if I keep saying Howard Ankin, maybe Howard Ankin sponsor this Howard Ankin show. Howard Ankin. Ankin. You're saying his name wrong. We're not going to even get it.
God, Lyle.
Howard Aker. So I thought we'd go through hashtag chance in the chat, by the way. If you're nasty, you can win the Frank Chance postcard sent to you by me with a message of love and doom. I do want to go through some of the transactions that have been happening because there's been a lot of things.
You know what?
The injury.
You know what?
Loose in, party time. Excellent. Loose in, party time. Excellent. Loose in, party time. Excellent. Loose in, party time.
You know what? All that fucking optimism pissed me off. So on our break, I wrote a little something. I am the lovable Lou Sears, and this is Dispatches from the North Side. The Gonzo Report. Chicago, Illinois. The corn dogs are cold. The old style is flat. And somewhere on the north side, a grown man is staring at a 9-9 record like it banged his old lady. It's April in Chicago. The ivy is barely green. The Cubs are barely breathing. And yet, somehow, and probably in the deranged and beautiful tradition of this franchise, we are still here. Welcome to Thursday night. I'm your co-host, sitting here with the Danny Rocket. I'm medicated. I'm intoxicated, barely. I'm trying to do this in 4 minutes and 20 seconds so we can celebrate 420, which is coming up. Let's talk about your Chicago Cubs. All right, where are we? We've won 9. We've lost 9. 9 times. We are a perfectly symmetrical disaster. We are a palindrome of mediocrity. The Cubs are 500, and somehow that feels like both a triumph and a slow, quiet death at the same time, depending on which game you're watching and how much you've had to drink. Let me walk you through the week. And I'm warning you, it's a fucking journey. The Pirates came to Wrigley. The fucking Pittsburgh Pirates, a franchise that has been circling the drain so long they've developed gills. I mean, the only thing they're known for is a tragic plane crash, for fuck's sake. And what did the Cubs do? They lost the first game 2-0. Shota Imanaga threw 6 no-hit innings. 6 no-hit innings, and the Cubs lost because the bullpen then walked out onto the mound like men who had eaten a bad gyro and did what bullpens do. They shit down their fucking legs. 2-0 final shutout by Pittsburgh. I don't have words. I have only the sound of a bar stool scraping slowly across the linoleum floor. That's it. Game 2 against the Pirates went 11 innings, and the Cubs lost that fucking one too. 4-3 on an error. 3 errors in 2 games against the Pirates. 3. That's a hat trick of shame. Caleb Thielbar took the loss, which at this point should just be filed under Tuesday in Cubs organizational binder. What kind of name is Caleb Thielbar, Danny? What the fuck is that? Then, and I need you to still be listening.
It's a lefty's name. That's what it is.
It is. I need you to still be listening. And the Cubs came back Sunday and beat Pittsburgh 7-6 in a comeback where they down 5-0 and clawed their way all the way back, for the win. Matt Shaw hit a home run. Moises Ballesteros hit a home run. The bullpen held on. Surprisingly, the North Side breathed again for the first time in 48 hours. We split a series with the Pirates. Kind of. Again, and the team that uses a bullpen game every other I don't know, took the rubber game. Fine. Moving on. Then we went to Philadelphia, and Philly opened the game up by putting 13 runs on the board. 13. Javier Assad came out of the bullpen and gave up 9 of them in 4 in the third inning. I mean, he took one for the team. He finished the night with an ERA of 18.69. Said that right? 69.
Nice.
That's not a baseball stat, people. That is a speed limit in a school zone in a fever dream. The Cubs lost 13-7, and it felt worse than the score because the Phillies were laughing, and Kyle Schwarber, yes, our Kyle Schwarber, the guy who used to crush balls into the bleachers on top of the Budweiser sign and into our hearts, hit 2 home runs against us. 2! I saw them with my own fucking eyes. I need a moment. Let me take a sip. But then the Cubs woke up, looked at each other, and appropriately decided enough of this fucking garbage. And thank fucking God, 2 games, 10-4 Cubs, 10-4, good buddies. Nico Horner drove in a career high 5 runs, and Carson Kelly hit a home run, and the Cubs beat Philly clean and clinically. 10-4, 10-4, good buddy. We like that. We appreciate that. And then Wednesday, Shota Imanaga, again, the same man who got 0 run support 6 days earlier against the Pirates, came out in Philly and was absolutely possessed by a baseball demon from the good dimension. He had 26 swings and misses, the most by any pitcher in all MLB this year, tying Yu Darvish for the most in a single Cubs game in the pitch tracking era. Pretty good stat. 11 strikeouts, 6 innings, 3 hits, and Nico Horner.
Easy for you to say.
Drove in a career high 5 runs for the second time in 3 days, Danny, because apparently Nico decided that this is his moment, and I, for one, am not going to argue with the man. Cubs win 11-2, series win in Philly. Take that, Bryce Harper, you dirty fucking bastard. Cubs are 9-9. Dead even, last place in the National Central, which, yes, sounds awful, but the entire division, honestly, is a 5-car pileup right now, and nobody's running away with anything. We're right there. Seiya Suzuki is back. Imanaga looks like a Cy Young candidate. Nico Horner is, playing like a man who just signed an extension and then remembered he actually loves baseball. Through his first 4 starts, Imanaga has 31 strikeouts and 22 innings of work in a rotation that lost Cade Horton, which we talked about a little bit ago, for the entire season before April even got its fucking shoes on. That's a lifeline being thrown from the mound every fucking 5 days. That's not bad. Now, the bad Michael Busch hitting 148. Ian Happ had 0 hits in the finale and is riding a cold stretch that would make a mortician a little uncomfortable. The bullpen remains a box of mystery meat. It's fucking gross. Some nights you get a filet. Some nights you get whatever cable field bar is serving at 18.69. And we're still watching the Reds and the Pirates. The Pirates sitting above us in the standings like some kind of cosmic fucking prank. But here's the thing. Here's what I know. This team just won 2 in a row in Philly and outscored the Phillies 21-6 over the final 2 games of that series. That's not nothing, dude. That's something. This team that might be figuring out what it is. 9-9. The season's only 11% over, Danny. There's so much
That's a lot.
It should be illegal. The Ivy's not even fully green yet, buddy. We are the Chicago Cubs. We have survived worse. We have deserved worse. We are here. Let's play some fucking ball. You know what I mean?
Beautiful. And the Cubs have won
9 times.
And they have lost
9 times.
Listen, I come from the era that when I was a kid, almost my whole life, if the Cubs were 500 till the All-Star break, you still had hope, my friend. And I know we're confusing everybody with the hopium that we've been sticking into our arms with a needle. But
I just wanted to bring us back to us. I didn't even know I was going to say anything this week. I was going to let it go. We had 2 guests, but there was so much optimism there. I started to fucking twitch, and I went and poured myself a drink, and I just fucking jotted down a couple notes, and there you go. I apologize, but I had to get it out of my fucking.
Well,
I had to get the poison out.
I'm
all that
sure,
optimism.
I'm sure we can get some optimism out of the room with our next guest, and that is because he is a fan of the New York Mets.
Boo!
Yeah, well, I don't think we have too many Cub fans that old that remember 69. I know I don't. I was -5, as were you.
As a diehard Boston Red Sox fan, the first and only time I ever saw my father cry was 1986. So,
Yeah. So you're a Red Sox fan deep down, so you hate the Mets for your own reasons. But but we don't hate this next guest. He's a friend of mine from back in New York City, Mr. Britt Myers. Give it up for Britt. Welcome to the Son Ranto Show. How you doing?
How's it going? Yeah, I'm doing as well as 7 and what is our record? 7 and 12. Is that it? 7 and 12. I can't even look at it.
You've only got 6 games. I maybe you have 7. I'm not sure, but I saw that you were just slightly better than the Rockies. Like one game better than that.
Yeah,
and I think you're 1 game worse than my Red Sox, which is 7 and 12. Yeah, you're 7 and 12. We're 7 and 11.
So if you go back like a year, like I don't know, if you pick some date like last July or something like that, like they have the worst record in baseball other than the Rockies. I think it's like because they had such a bad second half of last year, so it's not starting off promising this year.
You're loaded though. That team's. I mean,
you got to
should be good.
That's how we feel.
This is kind of what the Mets. Isn't it kind of what the Mets have felt like over the last several years? Even like going into the playoffs, like I follow them. I've always followed them. Danny fell in love with them a little bit when he was living in New York because he hated the Yankees and his niece loved the Mets, so he'd go to a lot of Mets games. So I'd follow him, talk to him about it, and it just felt like they had all these players. They spent this money, but it feels like one of those teams that gets great players but gets the wrong mixture or something. They just either the team doesn't. I don't know what's wrong. There's something wrong.
Well, they nailed it in 2024. I mean, I don't, some of that is just happenstance with sort of the players they got and the vibes they got and what they got from those players. But 2024 it started off really bad, and then it was like so magical. And I think all of us in the fan base have now really high expectations that are not being met recently.
No, not at all.
Yeah, 8 straight you've lost. And the Dodgers, that's one thing. You get swept by the Dodgers, that happens. But you got swept by the A's at home, which, wow. I mean, and I heard the Boo Birds were already out.
Yeah. The A's are pretty good this year, right? They're like they're gonna compete this year, right? Right? A juggernaut. Yeah, exactly.
We got beat by the Nationals. We didn't get swept by them, but we came damn close.
No, every team can beat every other team in a 3-game series, right? But I think the Cardinals beat us. The other team in there? Good. We did take the Pirates down 2-3. Opening day was amazing.
Do that.
Opening day was amazing. We scored like 11 runs. It was awesome. We were like, oh, the season's gonna be great, and then just downhill from there.
Now it's only April 16th. We're only 3 weeks into the season, 18 games, like you said, 11%. But you got to be a little bit worried about Juan Soto. I mean, he hurt himself. He's on the IL, but he's coming back any second, right? I mean, is he going to be back for the series against the Cubs?
No, he's not. He's starting his running program, and the word is he will be back for the next homestand. So you have nothing to worry about.
Okay. It's advantageous. I mean, nobody wants to face Juan Soto.
Yeah, no,
But Danny, as a Cubs fan, are you worried that a team lost 8 in a row coming in? Because the odds say they got to win, right?
Cubs get swept. Yeah, no doubt in my mind. Yeah,
that's the fear.
No, we have momentum that's in your favor, so it's. I'm sure it won't be too painful for you guys. I mean, we have just no hitting. The hitting has really been the problem. The pitching's actually been pretty good. McLean is like amazing.
Yeah, we're
the
not
hitting
facing
is
him
just-
though. I don't think.
Yeah, no, you're gonna miss him.
Yeah, we have an advantageous series versus you because we're facing the back of your rotation, and
Right.
we'll go through the matchups in a second. But we're facing the back of the rotation. Juan Soto's hurt, and so is somebody else's hurt. Another outfielder. Who's the other guy?
Polanco is injured.
Polanco is hurt.
We got Tommy Pham in left, and then we got Benj, who any day is going to show us his magic. I think he's hitting one something. The rookie in right.
I
And
can
then
put
our
up the numbers. I can put up the numbers. I got them right here. I put them on the screen.
no rush.
But Jared Young also hurt, correct?
Yeah, no, Jared Young. Yes. Now, Jared Young, maybe
First
I don't
baseman.
really he's doing pretty well this year, but he's I don't know. He kind of just was like a kind of like a minor league kind of like back of the roster ad last year. And this year he was like batting like third and fifth and sixth. And I was like, what? And then Vientos, who was like, he's been like, he had a great year in 24, sophomore slump last year, kind of lost his regular playing time, lost his position at third base, and then started this year really hot. And then I think he's like 0 for 20 or something like that in his last 20 bets. Everyone's just at a free fall.
I mean, it's funny because it's like the whole offense will like catch a cold at the same time, and then they'll all get hot at the same time, and it's weird. Baseball seasons can go like this, and we've all seen that. But do you think? I mean, you got a veteran team here. You've got named players that people have heard of, which you're on a big stage. You're in New York City.
Even Tommy Pham.
Even Tommy Pham comes from the minor leagues. By the way, he's in a feud, which you probably is not a surprise to anybody who knows about anything about Tommy Pham. He's like slapping people over like gambling problems.
Yeah.
And then, but him and Bleacher Jeff got into it. And Bleacher Jeff is a fan. You're going to meet him on Saturday because you're coming to Wrigley Field.
Yeah, I'm coming to watch the carnage.
And you're going to sit with Bleacher Jeff, and you're going to hear us. If Tommy Pham is out there, you're going to hear constant Tommy Pham harassment from the moment the gates open until well after the last hot dog wrapper is blown off the field.
It will not be boring.
No, you're going to be entertained by it. And if we get to see Polanco, which I don't know if he's coming back anytime soon, but Lyle and I were privy to speaking of veterans, back in 2015.
So good.
When Gregory Polanco, as a Pittsburgh Pirate early in his career, the Cubs won a walk-off when Gregory Polanco tripped and fell in the outfield.
Over his own foot. And
there's a picture of it right here. Look at, and then he just tried to make a play with a bare hand, but there's
that
Gregory.
big skid mark behind was where he fell, and then he climbed up and tried to catch it again. It was a disaster. I think they had to redo the entire like the grass out in that section of the field because he fucked up that.
Polanco, well known for that play amongst Cubs fans because it was hilarious and a magical year for us. But you have so many veterans on the team. Is it the kind of situation where it's like too many cooks spoiling the broth kind of thing? Is everybody like too high on their own supply to play together well? I mean,
everyone's kind of grasping at straws. No one really knows yet. I mean, Bichette's strikeout rate is like double of last year, for example.
It's another veteran.
Right. Like it's like there's like underlying kind of metrics of like, they're pressing under pressure. Like, I don't know, they're starting to play worse, and then because they're playing worse, they play worse. I don't know. But I was sort of hoping Tommy Pham could be the spark, just like
he's a spark, all right.
He works really hard, right? And he's gonna say a bunch of tough stuff, and maybe gonna get him going. But he's like 0 for 3, so it's still early.
Well, our 0 for 3 guy is way more boring. He's Scott Kingery, who nobody's even freaking heard of. So like at least we've heard of your 0 for 3 guy. And then talking about the pitching, like you said, McLean's doing great. He also wrote the song American Pie, I believe. Oh, no, that's Don McLean. Nolan McLean, a good pitcher, young pitcher, right? He's kind of is he a rookie or?
Yeah. I think he last year he just pitched like 3 innings less than the limit of being a rookie or something like that. So he's a rookie.
Oh, so he's technically a rookie, but he did
He's
play
technically-
last year. I don't
Yeah,
think
yeah.
we saw him. And if we
No.
did, I forgot. But the one that I think people are interested in because we saw him so much is Freddie Peralta, who you signed in the offseason, or did you trade for him? I forget.
Trade for him. We traded like another really good young pitcher for him, for 1 year of him, but hopefully he can deliver. I mean, I don't know that he's like the ace that everyone kind of like talks about, but he's obviously like very front of the rotation, solid, 30 plus starts guy that we needed. Like last year, the pitching was, 5 innings at the most.
It feels like everybody now. It makes me so sad. The old days are gone. You're hard pressed to see anybody pitch out of the 6th.
Yeah, I think McClain he did 7 the other night. I mean, it was in LA, and I think that's the night I went to sleep early, unfortunately. But I think he did 7 the other night. But yeah, no, Clay Holmes has been like he was great last year, reliever turned starter. I think you're gonna face him this weekend.
I don't know if we face Holmes.
No?
I'll tell
Senga,
you, we
Peterson?
face Senga, Peralta, and the lefty David Peterson.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, David.
Of course, we're going to lose the Peralta game and we're going to win like the Senga game or something, right? Because Senga is a 7 ERA, like totally inconsistent. It was in the end of the year in the minors last year to get himself straightened out. So that's not promising.
Yeah, we could go through the match because he's going up against our shiny new toy, Edward Cabrera, who you probably saw quite a bit of when he was with the Marlins.
Yeah.
Big
That's game
stuff.
1, right?
What's that? Game 1, yeah.
That's game 1.
And Cabrera has an electric arm. The knock on him was the control issues. We did see him issue with quite a few walks last week. The strike, but he's got the strikeout stuff too. So obviously the Mets will be a little bit more familiar with him being it's not like it used to be when you just faced the hell out of your division, but still they're more familiar than maybe with some other pitchers. And then the second is going to be the battle of the veterans on Saturday on Ron Santo bobblehead day. So show up early if you.
Is that the day you're going?
I am going. Yeah, we're all going.
Yeah.
Me, Britt will be there. And I got to shout out Carrie Meyer because she texted me and she's like, "Hey, did you get your ticket yet for Saturday?" I said, "No, I just play chicken till the end because that's what I do with SeatGeek." And then all of a sudden, boop, here comes a notification on my phone. She sends me a Bleacher ticket. So thank you very much, Carrie. You freaking rock. So Peralta versus Tyone. So that's like a veteran matchup kind of situation. Ian Happ, I mean, the Cubs have seen him a lot, but the guy who's seen him the most is Ian Happ. 32 at-bats, batting .063. Just brutal numbers.
Let's get that up to .069 by the end of the
obviously he's going to hit a grand slam or something off of it.
Yeah, exactly. It's all topsy-turvy world.
Right. So
everybody's due.
Evens out, right? Yeah, everyone's due.
Everybody's due, especially the Mets having lost 4th straight, which I'm scared of. And then eight straight. Yeah. And then there's lefty David Peterson against Assad, who got blown up. He put the ass in Assad in his last start, but it wasn't totally his fault because he's not supposed to go through the Phillies order a 3rd time without disaster. What do you think of David Peterson? That's the one guy we haven't talked about really.
I mean, he's a new free agent after this year. His first half last year was amazing, under 3 ERA, made the All-Star team, and then he's just been awful kind of ever since. I mean, the second half of last year was like over 6 ERA, I think. He's starting off this year poorly. He's a ground ball specialist, and I can't say that our defense has really improved since last year. But I don't think it even matters in his like last couple starts. Like they were really driving the ball. So, he's obviously got to even out too. So we're all going to even out.
So do you think this might be an off year for the Mets? Like, I mean, I'm looking at like Lindor's batting 184.
Lindor always starts slow. He always starts slow. So
you expect him to come through.
You sort of expect that, like and the numbers kind of always been there, but there's been like these kind of gaffes from Lindor that have been very unlike him, sort of mental gaffes, like just being out of position, not charging a ball, forgetting how many outs there were, like stuff that's like, oh, like there's something else maybe going on, maybe, I don't know. But that's more worrisome than it had been in previous years, I think. This slow start.
Maybe he's just high.
Yeah, could be.
I mean,
could be.
Ever since New York went legal, he's just like popping gummies in the dugout.
Right. Yeah, he's hanging with Dwight Gooden, and Daryl Strawberry.
I would have loved to have been. Now, wouldn't it have been awesome to party with the '86 Mets? Like, I would have died. I might have died.
It would have been a good time.
Yeah, that would have been. That should have been on my bucket list, but I was a little too young for that.
Yeah, unfortunately I was 12. Yeah.
Yeah, my parents wouldn't let me out. Unfortunately.
So, I want to get to your app because I've been using it. It's really fun. It's completely baseball focused, and you're a huge baseball fan, so you built an app for baseball fans. It's called Fanarchy, and I'm going to drop a link in the chat. How'd you get an idea to make this app Fanarchy?
Well, let's see. I mean, I guess it's like a couple of things. Like one, I just after COVID, I just started going to so many baseball games, and I just started to just like really like appreciate the power of fandom, just like how you can make friends with any Mets fan anywhere in the world. Based on like the shared history of like what you've experienced together. And so I wanted kind of to find a way to like harness that. So I started thinking about like a social network for sports, which is not necessarily an original idea. But like really like you can't just create a social network. Like nobody wants to show up for a party that hasn't started yet. And everyone's got their places where they're like, talking with their friends, whether it be a WhatsApp group or Discord or Reddit or whatever. Like they got their places where they're entrenched already. And so really I wanted to seed it with like the best sports content for your favorite team, like keeping the experience like entirely focused around your favorite team without the noise and the politics of like, and the sort of thrash of like a Twitter or whatnot. And like, kind of seed it with like everything that you could want as a fan, and then make a great kind of single player experience for like one person would want to come and like to Fanarchy every day to, follow their team. And then like people will come, it just takes time for people to sort of like, get enough kind of critical mass of people that like, there's going to be like, kind of the conversations and takes and things like that you necessarily have on Twitter. But I'm like pulling in highlights, news, game feed, live play-by-play, and such, so that it's like, sort of a supercharged MLB app, ballpark app, and Twitter kind of rolled into one.
It gives me notifications. I have my Cubs notifications on, and I'll be listening to the game on the MLB app sometimes if I'm not near an actual physical radio, because that's the fastest way to get the information unless you're at the game. But I will get the notification from Fanarchy that the Cubs have scored before even the MLB app has given it to me. And I'll go one step further. The Miguel Esparza's call in Spanish is well ahead of Pat Hughes's call. So if you want to know what's happening, listen in Spanish and download the Fanarchy app, and you'll know just a little bit after.
Right, just a little ahead. Yeah. I mean, I suppose that's a good feature. Like I think MLB actually just slows it down a little bit because they know that they're trying to like line it more up with like the actual like games themselves. So like the apps don't ruin the experience, necessarily. So I did add like a ability to delay it. So if you don't want to you can add like a delayed notification. So you don't want to like, have it ruin for you if you're like watching on Hulu or something. It's got like a 10-second delay or whatever. You can suppress the notification, or if you just want to know a little bit ahead of everybody else, like, you don't have to.
Sometimes it's fun being in the room, be like, I bet he hits a homer right here.
Oh, I do. I do that all the time.
Yeah.
I'll get because it's like somebody paused it, to say something, and people forgot it got paused, and you're watching, 2 minutes behind or something. It's fun. And a lot of people, the ranters have been downloading it, and Corey says, I love the app, but I don't see the Sun Ranto show on Fridays. I don't know what that means, but I think it's my fault. I need to get more, like throw my API to you. I need to do more like short form YouTube videos and stuff like that to kind of populate the feed. And then also like it's got this great service where it'll automatically upload your pictures that you've taken at the ballpark. So if I go to Wrigley Field, it keeps track of what games I've gone to because it has the location services, and it keeps track of my record at the games.
Your fan record.
It automatically uploads my pictures and just puts them on my feed. So I don't have to like do it automatically, but that's a little dangerous for a guy like me. I have to really be clear that I don't take pictures of in the troughs or something like that. Something I normally wouldn't.
Well, you can hide. So the photos you can choose not to upload the photos to like for other people to see. You can hide them too. So if you got some, from some that are not appropriate for families, you can hide those. But I see you're 19 and 16 here so far in the 35
That is not
games.
accurate though. I
feel like you got to flesh that out a little bit more.
Yeah. I have a terrible record this year. I've only watched them win one game, I believe, out of 6 or 5. I want to say I'm 1-4 on the year going to the game.
Oh,
I think I need to stay away. I got yard work to do. I just stay away. I'll go with you, Britt, and hopefully, your negativity about your team will rub off on the Mets. And the Cubs will pick one out.
It's all going to even out. It's going to be fine. We're going to be right there in the NLCS together. Come back on the show and actually, I'll be less polite, about it. Now I have to be sheepish, but so we'll see you in the playoffs. It'll be great.
I like that.
Well, and we did face each other in the playoffs back in 2015 when Gregory Polanco was busy being tripped by a ghost.
Right.
But I had a great time during that series, except for getting swept by the Mets. But here's why I like the Mets better. Because when I went to those games, Cubs lost in New York. It was super cold, and all these ushers and other fans at Wrigley Field, because the Cubs fans showed up to those games because we were on our little march there. And so many people came up to me and were like, man, if we don't do it this year, if we don't get there, I really hope it's you guys. Like, good luck to you. And people don't think of New Yorkers that way. Usually they think of New Yorkers as slit your throat, cut your head off, shit down your neck. But in reality, everybody is especially Met fans are super nice. Now, Yankee fans, on the other hand, fuck
nice.
them. Fuck
No.
them.
War. Hey, something we all have in common. Fuck the Yankees.
Yeah, fuck the Yankees. I mean, those guys like pulling the ball out of Betts's glove, in the World Series, like that to me just like epitomizes my experience at Yankee Stadium when I've gone to Yankee Stadium. I actually like the Citi Field experience. I think is just so superior, and that's that's definitely worth a trip for anybody who hasn't been there.
Here's a nerdy question from our sponsor, Penguin Imprints. Little Yumper says, a little nerd talk. Britt, are you calling an API?
There are many APIs. Yes. Let's see. I have about 500 RSS feeds that I've selected of all of the best sort of sports feeds out there for every team. And so every 10 minutes, the app goes, or the backend goes and searches for new articles from all those RSS feeds. And then there's sort of a bunch of chomping and that it does to sort of figure out like which articles should go into kind of which feeds and kind of how to sort of present it.
I'll show my app. So I'm on the Cubs feed right now, but but I also subscribe to the Mets feed, which you're quite active on, I've noticed.
Right. Yeah. I gotta keep the party going.
But this has got Locked On Cubs, there's Sam right there. Marquee Sports Network. The recap is in there. Setup Man. All these guys have been on this show before.
Yeah.
Cubs
So it's
baseball channel. That's Mick Gillespie. Yeah. So it's everybody, and this is all YouTube right now. But does it pull from other places too, like
so
Cubs Insider, Bleacher Nation?
That all pulls from YouTube. I also pull from Blue Sky. so there's some fan bases have more compelling blue sky posting than other fan bases, but that's also nice. I am also just about to release a creator platform. So I've got Joe Sheehan and Will Carroll, two baseball writers that are
they're well known.
Yeah, they're awesome, and they're lending me their content to ingest and then present kind of in posts in the feed, and then you could just like the news articles, you can you'll be able to tap on their content and go to their articles. And then if you interact with their content, then they get notified of it and they can respond and whatnot. And so that's kind of a big part I'm trying to build out now, is to kind of get more creators that kind of officially on the platform. At the moment, there's no monetization, there's no ads, there's no subscription or anything like that. I'm just really trying to like make the best baseball experience, like get people to love it, and then
that's
at some point
cool about
figure something out.
That's what's cool. I mean, that's why we ended up going on Discord, because we were on Facebook pages. We were all talking on Twitter and all this stuff. But like those places just became cesspools of iniquity. And we were sick of being in those rich billionaire asshole algorithms. We'd rather do something that was more user generated, more from us, the people. And that's kind of what this app feels like to me. It's why we ended up on Discord with the Ranter group. And it's why like I was happy to share this app with everybody, because it's just it's a great resource to like that kind of aggregates all the different Cubs news. And so I wanted to have you on and talk Mets and talk applications and all that stuff. And yeah, everybody should go download it. I guess there was a question about will there be an Android version? Right now I guess it's iPhone only.
iPhone only right now. Definitely will be an Android version, but trying to kind of like prove it kind of works on iOS, and then definitely I'll bring it to Android.
And we can help with that. I mean, that's the other cool thing, is getting in on the ground floor of something, and then you could be like a big fish in the app as it catches on,
Yeah, no, you get like I'm pushing you right to the top, no, don't get buried under some algorithm. Did you how's your fan? Do you feel like your fan feels? How'd that go? What's your
my fan feels like
optimism on the injured list.
Yeah. I kept pressing redo, because it'll give you suggestions based, I think, upon your postings, right? Or how you're feeling. Like every time I open up the app, it's like, how are you feeling? And I'm like depressed, suicidal, want to die. And then it'll like make a little phrase for you, like hey, things to look it up or something like that.
Yeah. So you can. I'm personally very entertained by this part of the app. So I'm just going to show everybody. So you can choose. So how are you feeling? How are we feeling right now, everybody? Like let's choose from. You can pick up to 3 adjectives. What do you guys think?
I'm feeling a little lost.
All right.
A little delusional.
Yeah, delusional.
Sure. Always.
How about I like impatient.
Yeah, patient. Yeah, we need some winning.
All right, let's see what we got
here. And then it comes up with a phrase to describe probationary faith full-time scoreboard.
Right, not a banger. Let's see her do it. Let's do it. No score. Not. Oh,
yeah.
I think I set my actually
mine is
one.
The best.
Yeah, so one thing, yours is pretty good. So what it does is it takes, so you can say kind of who you are as a fan, how long you've been a Cubs fan. So recently converted. So I think I chose still learning the roster. So we'll do since birth. And then that then informs the fan feels. So I don't know, we have slightly different adjectives this time. We'll do, not questioning, worried. Right.
And it asks you every now and again how you're feeling.
Yeah, yeah. This was probably our ceiling. Okay.
LDS
expert at expecting more. Okay, well, getting somewhere.
I like
still
that
waiting on the easy part of being a Cubs fan.
No, nobody's waiting for that. If you are, you should just have put delusional.
Breaking 500, breaking my spirit.
Yeah, that sounds about right for tonight's show, because we are 9-9.
All right.
Yeah, my penciled in, not inked. And Corey also wants to know, he wants a full screen for iPad users because everybody's old and can't see.
That's right. We are. This is old.
Yeah.
Everybody's losing their vision. We're all over 40.
That's definitely on the backlog. A big, spread it out over big screen. Can use all that space. That would be that's definitely on the backlog too.
Well, yeah, and it will get done if we all use the app and everybody's like, hey, this is a great idea, Britt. Like, let's make an iPad. Here's a bunch of money. Let's make an iPad version. Let's make an Android version.
Yeah, this is my, it's like I soft launched it last year. I spent the whole off season in a hole, just building more stuff. And now this is the first full season I have with it. So it's definitely would love to hear from everybody. I have my own Discord where you can, give me feedback, complain about it, whatever. Would love to hear how it's going for people who are using it.
Well, I enjoy it. I'll be using it this weekend, but we don't have to communicate on it because we'll be communicating in person. So
That's
I will
communicate with me though, because I'm on. Here I go.
Yeah, and there's a Red Sox feed, and
I'm on both of them.
Okay, cool.
Here.
Well, thanks for coming on tonight, Britt. I really appreciate it, and looking forward to hanging out.
Fun in Wrigley.
Yeah, it's my first trip to Wrigley, so I'm going. My son, it's his Christmas present. Gonna soak it all in the bleachers with you.
Cool. Have Danny bring you guys to the troughs.
Okay.
Right, Danny.
Yeah. I got to bring you to the trough. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's troughs is something you got to experience alone. You have to discover the troughs for yourself.
Okay. All right.
There's a zen to it.
All right. Excellent.
So, well, we'll see you this weekend. Give me a call when you get to town, and we'll see you on Saturday.
See you on Saturday. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for having me on.
All right. Later. Oh man. All right. So let's pinch off this show. I do want to say that they've got some birthdays this week. What is it? Oh, first anniversary tomorrow is Three Finger Brown losing his fingers. Yep.
Really?
Yeah. Tomorrow is the day that the farm accident happened that he lost his fingers. And then we also
today, how many years ago? What year?
I mean, I don't know. The
1800s.
It's got to be 8. I don't know. Look it up real quick.
So this day, 100 and something years ago.
Yeah, but not 150.
He was Five Finger Brown.
He was Five Finger Brown. He became Three Finger Brown on this day tomorrow. Wow. So on the 17th, April 17th. And then on Sunday, it's the anniversary of Rally Titties Day.
Oh, man. What a week. What a week.
What a week. And then it's right after that, and right after that, 2 days later, do you remember when right after COVID that they weren't letting people sit next to each other in the bleachers, that they had the social distance seating, and then they had all those tarps laid out over the bleachers, and then some guy went diving down those tarps and nearly broke his neck, sliding his noggin into a wall, but Bleacher Jeff saved his life. Do you remember when that happened?
I do remember that.
Anniversary of that is Tuesday.
Wow. April 17th, 1888, says Corey.
1888. That's almost, Jesus. I mean, at that point,
he's almost Jesus.
Yeah, exactly. Well, baseball had only been around for 12 years at that point. So, and then it's David Elliott's birthday. So happy birthday to him. So big week for anniversaries. Incredible. For strange anniversaries, I should say. Only 2 more weekends of Cuttlefish Hurricanian Worldview at Trapdoor Theater. Thanks to Bernie and Joe and his wife and child that came and saw it. And we had a great night last Friday. I got a picture of it. I'll put up. There we are on the stage. We had a great evening. And you should see it because it's a great show. My wife's the lead. And what else? Oh, yeah. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. I didn't think he was going to show up because of the other guests, but...
After the Cubs play the Mets, the schedule's as dumb as it gets. Again we play Philly? Is it that silly? Oh, got a pain. in my chest. Oh.
What is he eating? He's a mess. He's a fucking mess. He needs to see a deity doctor. Dr. Deity.
I think he just died, though.
You do?
Well, it wouldn't be the first time.
That's fair.
Yeah. So I do have a couple of TFCs. Not sure if you have any. I saw this out there. This was bound to happen, but you know the Cubs' new slogan is this.
Yes.
So he's this
Team
team sucks. Yeah, it's on that. Had to put that out there. I really also enjoyed, this is a classic one from Facebook, which, you know, the Cubs fans are in their little Cubs groups. And I saw this while I was like poking around the other day from Kai Safarn. Says, can some of you negative people leave this group? Asking for a friend, ... Like, are you new here? Are you new here?
Optimism.
And then, do you have any?
I don't.
Yeah. All right. Well, this is my final one then, because I wanted to bring this up.
You told me Michael wasn't coming. I got confused.
This is from the Expos on Twitter, the Montreal Expos. They said, we have sent a notice to cease and desist to the Milwaukee Brewers. Having rain fall inside a stadium with a closed retractable roof is the intellectual property of the Montreal Expos.
It really is. It really is. That's so good.
So if you saw that, the freaking Poverty Brewers, it's just raining inside. And Chrissy and I is 420 with their anniversary.
I'm
nice. Smoke them if you got them. But if you saw the poor freaking Brewers, they just they can't fix the roof, that retractable roof, and they're always talking smack about us. And so when I started talking smack about them yesterday on Twitter, they're like, at least we have a roof. I'm like, wait, what do you?
It doesn't work.
Do prisoners say that too? Well, at least I've got a roof. You know, no. I'd rather be homeless. Thank you, than a prisoner. Yeah, it's like they're making fun of Wrigley that we have no roof. I'm like, dude, it's a historic.
Read the room.
Yeah,
read the room.
Yeah,
read the room.
Well, they make themselves sound like morons. All right. Well, I guess that's the show.
All right.
We have to pick a winner in the StreamYard giveaway competition.
And you got to go take some fucking NyQuil.
I know. My allergies are all stuffed up. It's your last chance to get in the hashtag chance. I didn't start this because I accidentally closed the window until halfway through the show. So if you think you hashtag chanced before,
hurry
hashtag
up!
Chance again right now.
10,
get in there.
9, 8, 7. 6,
I still got to figure out how to share my screen. So. Britt, did you see how Britt figured out how to share our screen? I was like, how did he do that?
I laughed.
I know.
Did
you see my face?
He started the other screen, but I put it up.
Oh, okay.
I added it, but he started it. He started a second screen. I was like, how did he do that?
Yeah.
Although his room's still open. Do you want to see what's going on in his house right now?
Oh, yeah. We could just head on.
Go spy.
Yeah, let's bring him on. Let's see what's going on.
Thank God he wasn't rubbing one out.
Is that he pulling
sorry, dude.
Pulling a Jeffrey Tubin?
Yeah.
Remember that guy?
Oh, so good.
All right. Hashtag change in the chat. It's your last chance. Here we go. We're picking it. Somebody's going to win it. Somebody's got to win. I don't know who, though. We're about to find out. Let's go. The winner is Corey Furlong.
I saw Corey a few times.
Talking smack in the chat all night long. Enjoying a couple. No cotton equals under 2 hours. Exactly. I texted Lyle halfway through the show, and I was like, hey, we might get out of here by 9 tonight. What do you say? So Corey here in the chat saying, hooray, suck it, losers. I agree.
Suck it, losers.
Unless you're a Patreon supporter, in which case you are not a loser. You're a wonderful person.
That's a wrap. You could play a song, but you should play like 3 in a row so it goes over 2 hours. Just stack them.
All right. Well, thanks for being here. Please support us at patreon.com/Bleacher Bunch. And here is a song from a long time ago. And we'll just keep Britt's actually your moment of zen is just Britt's apartment in New York City. So here's a new one from me.
10 years ago, we cried in the stands. 10 years ago, we drank and we danced. We listened to games at our grandfather's graves. I wanna go back to 10 years ago, back to 10 years ago, back to 10 years ago. We chalked up the walls 10 years ago. We conquered the fall with songs in our throats. We slaughtered the goat. I wanna go back to 10 years ago, back to 10 years ago, back to 10 years ago. Build me a time machine, a time machine. I wanna go back to 10 years ago, back to 10 years ago, back to 10 years ago. 10 years ago, we laughed through the tears of a century's years. I wanna go back to 10 years ago, back to 10 years ago, back to 10 years ago. When we were all young, 10 years ago, we finally won. Hey, family and friends, let's remember when. And we can go back to 10 years ago, back to 10 years ago, back to 10 years ago. We listened to games at our grandfather's graves. I wanna go back to 10 years